Hello friends, and welcome to PowerBookSummaries. Imagine a person who started understanding money at a very young age. A child who stepped into the stock market at the age of just 8 and who went on to become not only a successful investor, but one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time. This is the story of Warren Buffett, one of the richest and wisest investors the world has ever known. But do you know the real secret behind his success? Is it just stock market knowledge? Or is it something deeper, something that anyone can apply in their own life? Warren Buffett's life teaches us that if we direct our mind in the right direction, we too can change our destiny. He never made noise, he quietly made decisions that led him to billions. His first investment was at the age of 11, and what he learned from that point forward is a priceless treasure for every ordinary person. Buffett believes that before investing in any company, ask yourself, would I be willing to own this company for the rest of my life? If the answer is yes only, then move forward. He never feared the ups and downs of the market. He says the market is emotional, and we shouldn't let its mood swings guide our decisions. He always believed in long-term investing because real wealth, he says, is built over time. His biggest secret to success? The magic of compounding. Start investing young, be patient, and let your money work for you. Buffett never made emotional decisions. He read the numbers, understood the company's fundamentals, and then made logical investments. He believes fear and greed are the biggest enemies of any investor. When the whole world panics during a market crash, Warren Buffett buys. He knows that a falling market is the biggest opportunity. In the 2008 recession, while most people were pulling their money out, Buffett invested billions. And that decision made him even wealthier. But Buffett isn't just simple in his investing. He lives simply too. He still lives in the modest home he bought decades ago. He doesn't spend on luxury cars or a flashy lifestyle, because he believes true wealth is what grows, not what shows. One of his greatest lessons is, if you want to be rich, first invest in yourself. Read, learn, and grow, because until you improve yourself, you can't improve your decisions. His strategy has always been to invest in companies he understands, businesses that are simple yet sustainable, like Coca-Cola, American Express, and Apple. He avoided complicated business models because he believed, only invest in what you understand. He also teaches every investor to know their circle of competence, the area where you have knowledge and understanding. Stay within that circle. The outside world may look exciting, but it's filled with risk. One of the biggest lessons from Buffett's life is that patience is the key to success. He waited years, made the right investments at the right time, and that's how he reached where he is today. One of his most famous quotes is, if you want to be rich, remember 2 rules. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. He says you should buy great things at cheap prices, not follow the crowd blindly at high prices. Discipline and calmness in the market. That's true intelligence. Buffett teaches us that investing is an art, and to master it, you must learn to control your emotions. Most people sell when they're scared and buy when they're greedy. Buffett does the opposite. He buys when others are fearful and thinks of selling when others are greedy. He believes that every person should learn from their mistakes. He made bad investments too, but he accepted those mistakes and learned from them. That's why in every annual letter to shareholders, he openly discusses both his good and bad decisions, so others can learn. To him, a stock is a piece of a business. When you invest in it, you become a partner. So don't buy any stock without understanding the business. He says, if you can't hold a stock for 10 years, don't even hold it for 10 minutes. The desire to make money fast often leads people to make poor decisions, and that becomes their downfall. True wealth comes from making the right decisions slowly and consistently. From his mentor Benjamin Graham, Buffett learned the principle of value investing in companies based on their real worth, not just market hype. He calls Graham's book The Intelligent Investor the Bible for anyone in the market. Buffett also teaches, never invest in something you don't understand. That's why he avoided tech companies for years until he understood Apple's business model. When he did, he invested big and it became one of his most successful investments ever. He says a successful investor never limits their knowledge. They read, learn, and feed their mind every day. Buffett himself spends hours daily reading books. He believes that knowledge is the best investment. He also says, true wealth is not in money, it's in freedom. When you can make your own decisions without pressure, you are truly rich. Even today, through his company Berkshire Hathaway, Buffett makes independent decisions. He doesn't bow to boardrooms or shareholder pressure. He emphasizes that in investing, discipline and patience are non-negotiable. If you can't stay patient, the stock market isn't for you, because nothing changes overnight. Time is your biggest weapon. Buffett's principles show that even an ordinary person, armed with the right knowledge and mindset, can achieve extraordinary success. He also teaches that earning money is not enough. You must know where to place it wisely. He says always observe a company's leadership before investing. If management is honest and capable, then it's worth trusting. Because investing is not just about numbers, it's about trust too. He also advises caution when a stock becomes too popular, because by that time, the real opportunity may already be gone. Buffett warns against investing in overly complex businesses or those with unstable earnings. Stick to companies with consistent growth and a strong, sustainable business model. His life proves there are no shortcuts to success. In his early years, he read thousands of company reports and analyzed every investment deeply. He teaches us that investing isn't just about money, it's about mental strength. If you let greed and fear control you, you'll never succeed. He stayed grounded, his lifestyle, his thinking, his decisions all simple. And that simplicity is what made him extraordinary. The real secret to successful investing is believe in yourself. When you blindly follow others, you lose the power of your own thinking. That's why Buffett always trusted his own research and only made decisions that felt right to him. His strategies were simple. He avoided fast-changing sectors and stuck with businesses that could last for decades. He believed that if a business changes every day, it's hard to make stable, long-term investments in it. He also valued brand power and customer loyalty. For example, Coca-Cola is a brand known and loved worldwide. No competitor can replace it overnight. That's why he invested and stayed in profit for years. He was never swayed by market hype. When others panicked, he calmly bought. When others bought greedily, he stepped back. Time and again, he proved that logical decisions free from emotion are the right ones. He once said, "My favorite holding period is forever." When he invests, he does it with the intention of holding for life, because he only picks businesses strong enough to stand the test of time. He understands the value of time. He knows that compounding only works when you give your investment time and keep reinvesting your profits. This is the principle that made him a billionaire. Every year, he writes a letter to his shareholders openly sharing which decisions worked and which didn't. He never pretends to be perfect. Warren Buffett never claimed to know everything. He accepted reality and moved forward based on truth. According to him, real wisdom lies in knowing what not to do. Because most people lose money by making the wrong decisions or by failing to make important decisions when needed. He never relied heavily on debt. He believed debt makes a person feel trapped, and when you're trapped, you make decisions out of fear. That's why he always ensured his company stayed in a strong cash position. He believed that if you truly want to earn more, first learn to control your expenses. Because no matter how much you earn, if you spend more, you'll never be rich. Also said, money is a tool, not a goal. If money doesn't give you freedom, it has no real value. Money becomes meaningful only when it brings peace and gives you the power to live life on your own terms. For a long time, Buffett focused mainly on American companies because he deeply understood that market. He believed you don't have to invest everywhere. Just invest wisely where you truly understand. He also explained that the right opportunity is visible only when you're prepared. If you're not ready, even a golden chance may pass by unnoticed. That's why he kept expanding his knowledge, so when the opportunity arrived, he was ready to grab it. Often when the market dropped and people panicked, Buffett saw opportunity buying strong companies at a discount. And that strategy rewarded him handsomely later. He emphasized that to become a great investor, you must learn to walk alone. Because sometimes you'll have to make decisions that go against the crowd. And if you follow the crowd, you'll end up with crowd-like results. He always preferred companies with simple, long-lasting business models like food, insurance, and consumer products because such businesses only get stronger over time. Of his key habits was reading for hours every day newspapers, annual reports, and books. He believed that daily learning keeps a person far ahead of others. Buffett never treated investing as a game of luck. For him, it was a logical, disciplined craft where emotional control and trust and knowledge are essential. Another key to his success was his brilliant business partner, Charlie Munger. Although Munger was a lawyer, he had deep insight into investing and business. Munger taught Buffett that it's not enough to find cheap stocks. It's far more rewarding to invest in high-quality companies for the long term. Before that, Buffett used to buy stocks just because they were cheap even if the businesses were weak. Munger helped him understand that buying a good company at a fair price is better than buying a bad company at a discount. This mindset transformed Buffett's entire investing strategy. He began looking for companies that could perform well for years, offering products people would always need. Buffett always believed in the long term. He said, "If you're looking to make a quick profit from the stock market, you're gambling. But if you invest with trust in good businesses and give them time, you can become truly wealthy." He also said, "The best business is one that can generate strong profits year after year without needing excessive capital. This allows the company to reinvest its profits and grow further, and that accelerates your wealth." His greatest strength? Clarity of thought. He never cared about market noise. He trusted his own analysis and conviction. He knew once you find the right company, time will do the rest. He used to say, "The stock market doesn't transfer money from the poor to the rich. It transfers wealth from the impatient to the patient." In other words, patience wins. Of his special habits was learning from his mistakes. He openly admitted when he made a bad investment and promised not to repeat it. That honesty set him apart from other investors. He treated investing as a simple process, not a daily hustle. He said, "If you keep trying to do something all the time, you'll make mistakes. It's better to sit still and act only when the opportunity is clear." Once he said, "The hardest thing in investing is to do nothing, but sometimes that's exactly what you need to do." His company, Berkshire Hathaway, started as a textile business. But over time, he added powerful companies to it, making it one of the world's biggest holding companies. Some of his legendary investments include Coca-Cola, American Express, General Motors, Johnson & Johnson, and Apple. He believed in these businesses for the long haul and earned massive profits. His strategy was simple, but deeply insightful. He first studied the company, its business model, the product's demand, and the trustworthiness of its management, and then invested. He never invested in sectors he didn't understand, like tech companies, initially, because he believed, if you don't understand the business, don't invest in it. Later, he did invest in Apple because he saw it more as a consumer brand than just a tech company. He realized Apple products had become a part of people's daily lives, and that's what he trusted. He always said, "Your greatest asset is your mindset." If your perspective is right and you're ready to learn, you can succeed no matter what. He also believed that the road to wealth is not through fast money, but through slow, smart, steady growth. The desire to get rich quickly is what ruins most people. Buffett believed that to become a good investor first, become a good person. When you're honest and willing to accept the truth, you make better decisions. He believed anyone can become rich if they improve their habits, grow their understanding of money, and learn to control spending. His life proves you can start from any situation, but with patience, knowledge, and the ability to make the right choices, you can achieve the impossible. His thinking was simple but deep. He gave us many life-changing lessons, and if someone truly applies them, they can achieve financial freedom and live a successful life. The first lesson: invest in yourself. He always said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. That means improve your skills, learn new things, and grow your knowledge every day. Because when you become better, your value rises too. The second lesson: saving is the first step toward getting rich. Most people earn but spend so much that nothing is left. Buffett taught, save first, then spend what's left. If you keep doing this, you'll become financially stronger over time. The third lesson: avoid debt. He always saw debt as the biggest enemy. He said, when you borrow, you lose your freedom. So live in a way that you never need to borrow. Fourth lesson: read more. He read for hours daily, books, newspapers, and reports. He said, those who read more know more, and those who know more make better decisions. So develop a daily habit of learning. The fifth lesson: control your emotions. Markets will always rise and fall, but if you let fear or greed drive your decisions, you'll always lose. Buffett taught, good decisions come from a calm mind. The sixth lesson: stay within your circle of competence. If you don't understand a business, don't invest in it, no matter how profitable it may seem. He said, I only invest in businesses I fully understand. The seventh lesson: think long-term. Many people want instant profits, but Warren Buffett taught that real wealth is built by holding great investments for years. Lesson 8: choose the right people. Warren once said, the people you spend time with decide the direction of your life. If you surround yourself with smart, honest people, you'll become like them. So choose your circle wisely. Lesson 9: admit your mistakes. He never hid his failures. Instead, he accepted them and learned from them. He taught that making a mistake isn't wrong, but not learning from it is the biggest mistake. Lesson 10: be truthful. He lived his entire life with honesty and integrity, and believed that's the real wealth. If you stay true and win people's trust, money will follow. These 10 lessons have changed countless lives. His insights are not just for the stock market, for every area of life. If you start applying these 10 habits today, you'll see a big transformation in just a few years. Your life will begin to feel truly rich in every sense. He said, to be a successful investor, you must think differently. Buy when others are selling, sell when others are buying. But that's only possible if you trust your own decisions. Warren's life also teaches us that money isn't everything. Even after earning billions, he lived simply in a modest house, eating ordinary food, never showing off. He pledged to donate nearly all of his wealth, proving that true happiness lies in helping others. When you give back to society, that's when you're truly successful. He believed wealth is a responsibility, and if you're lucky enough to have more, then it's your duty to use it wisely so that more people benefit from it. He taught his children to earn through hard work, live with honesty, and help others, because that's the path to real prosperity. He never gave random advice. He only shared what he personally practiced. What he read in books, he applied to his life and learned from the results. One of his most powerful teachings is, there are no shortcuts in life. You must move forward slowly, step by step, and believe that one day it will lead to big change. He said, there are two kinds of people in the world, those who spend money to look rich, and those who grow their money wisely to actually become rich. Which one you become is your choice. When you invest in yourself, your thinking evolves, your abilities grow, and you begin to recognize new opportunities. He always said, never hesitate to improve yourself, because that's the greatest weapon to move forward in tough times. He explained saving with small daily steps. If you save just a little every day, over time, it turns into great wealth. So always spend within your means, and make saving your first priority. He emphasized avoiding debt, because debt creates pressure and limits your freedom of thought. He used to say, avoid borrowing as much as you can, so you can stay mentally and financially free. For him, learning was a lifelong journey. He proved that success without knowledge is incomplete. Read new books, learn new things, and develop your mindset, because that will always keep you one step ahead. Controlling your emotions is the real key to the market. Fear and greed often push people into bad decisions. He taught that every decision must be made with a calm and neutral mind. Only then can you avoid losses. Investing within your circle of competence is a sign of wisdom. He believed you should only put your money where your understanding is strong, not by blindly chasing every opportunity. This approach reduces risk and increases gains. Long-term thinking brings both stability and growth. He always said, chasing fast profits leads to costly mistakes. Be patient and give your investments time to grow. The people you surround yourself with shape your future. Stay close to positive, capable individuals, and your mindset will shift in the right direction. Admitting mistakes and learning from them is one of life's greatest strengths. He believed every mistake is a lesson, and if you learn nothing from it, that's the real failure. So always identify your mistakes and work to correct them. But above all, stay honest and true. He always put truth at the center of his life, and reminded us that honesty is the foundation of true and lasting success. By applying these values, you won't just become financially strong, but a better human being who sets an example for others. When you change your mindset and invest in yourself, you build the foundation of confidence that helps you make big decisions. He always said, knowledge is the greatest investment, because it takes you from darkness to light and opens doors to new opportunities. He believed saving is a powerful force, the foundation of financial freedom. He said no matter how little you earn, never forget to save a part of it, because with time, those small savings turn into your greatest strength. Avoiding debt is necessary because it limits your freedom. He advised, before borrowing, ask yourself, can you repay it on time? Instead of getting buried under loans, live a simple, balanced life. Reading and learning were essential to his life. He said, knowledge is the only wealth that helps you in every situation. Read new books, stay informed, and build a habit of lifelong learning, because that's what keeps you ahead. Controlling emotions means not becoming a slave to them. He taught that reacting with fear or greed in market ups and downs is dangerous. Right decisions only come from a peaceful and stable mind. He believed investing within your understanding was true wisdom. He used to say, until you fully understand a business or a sector, don't invest in it. It's risky. Always take steps based on what you know. Only long-term thinking leads to lasting success. He stressed that chasing quick gains can cause long-term harm. Instead, be patient and let time grow your wealth. Surrounding yourself with the right people decides your life's direction. He said, the people around you influence your thinking and future. So always keep those near you who inspire and guide you. Accepting mistakes and learning from them was one of his biggest teachings. He believed every mistake is a teacher. If you don't learn from it, you lose twice. So always recognize your mistakes and work to correct them. And the most important lesson, be honest and truthful. He always placed truth above everything else. He said, truth is the foundation your success stands on. By adopting all these principles, you won't just become financially strong, but also a person who leaves a lasting legacy in society. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to PowerBook Summaries for more life-changing content like this. Tap the bell icon so you never miss an update. Remember, wealth isn't built overnight, but step by step with knowledge, honesty, and patience.